Hey, it's Todd Graves with Graves Golf. I want to just go through today what I look for in a great single plane swing.
So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're going to play well. There's no better feeling of hitting good golf shots down the fairway. Years ago, I was frustrated because I lost that. I was confused, I was frustrated, and then I met Mo Norman and learned the single plane swing. And so now I wake up every day and I know I'm going to hit it well, I know I'm going to play well, I know I'm going to have fun. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're going to go out there and play great because of the single plane swing.
So hey, welcome back to the channel. Look, let's do an analysis of this side of my swing. Again, in the last video we kind of talked about I was working on something that I kind of fight with in my swing, and it may be a flexibility issue, but I tend to sometimes get on the toes of my body, a little off balance, and I tend to hit the ball off the toe. Somebody asked me a question of why do you hit it off the toe? And I'll kind of answer that again in the sense that when you hit the ball off the toe of the club, this is happening, somehow the shaft is moving this direction in the swing. A lot of people think it's because you're swinging left, but it's not necessarily true. What's happening is you're getting a little bit of this movement. So in other words, you're starting here and you're getting a little bit of this type of movement into the ball. I hit a couple off the toe, and that's kind of what I experience. So I'm going to work on that today a little bit, but let's kind of go through just an analysis of the single plane swing and what I tend to work on. So the first thing I do always is I make a really good assessment of where I am at address, and you'll notice that I like my legs relatively straight, a little bit maybe, but it's relatively straight, not too bent. I want to see the tilt of the body, so I want to see this arm visible above the trail arm. I always want my lead arm visible above my trail arm because it tells me I have the proper amount of side bend. That's a really good indicator from the angle you're seeing this video from. Now, when I get into the side bend position, that's when I can kind of figure my grip out because this hand goes towards the target and this hand comes from underneath. So I have a neutral lead hand and a non-rotational trail hand. So my grip is secondary to the proper body position. Now my lead foot, I should have said this, my lead foot's turned out slightly. I'm going to brace against the inside of my trail leg. Now, notice how, because of my address position, the club makes an immediate move just rotationally to here. And so now what I'll do is I draw a plane line a lot of times on the swing, and I'll draw that plane line and the club will move nicely under the plane line, and then I'll move up. And we talked about this in the last video where most of the rotation is happening from here to here. That's where most of the swing rotation happens. And then from here, the arm folds up and it puts the club nicely on plane. So that's mostly arms and shoulders, not more rotation. I just had a student yesterday, we had a lot of discussion about this. At the top of the swing, what's interesting is I look for the right arm set position, which planes the hand. That's where the hand gets its non-rotational effect. If you get this, a lot of things can happen. It starts changing the rotation of the trail hand. I want to make the most direct motion of this hand. So I look for a right arm position that looks something like that at the top. That's an important part. I feel though that both hands are planed here. Planed. I don't feel that, right? I feel planed. And that has a lot to do with the right arm position. Now, from the top of the swing, where I've on the plane, I want to see the hands come straight down the plane line. It's hard to do in slow motion, but when I'm in full speed, the hands need to come down the plane line. But that's after I've set into my knee, a very hard thing to see from that angle. Stabilize, hands come down the plane line, and then return the club to impact. I want the trail arm bent at impact. That's because the body has more rotation. I want the trail arm bent. So a lot of people think you got to straighten that arm. It's actually straightening from here to there, past the golf ball. So I'm looking for a bent trail arm. So I'll hit one here. The camera shutter speed won't allow us to see too much, but we'll check it out. And one of the things I've been practicing quite a bit is just, I don't want to say stay into my heels, but it kind of feels like that, but staying more down into the ball down like this, as opposed to when I haven't practiced much, I kind of get standing up sometimes. So that's kind of one of the things I work on, is just staying more with it. One of the things I talked about in the last video was really working into that lead knee. That's a very good feeling to me, because the more stable I am, the more speed I can produce. So what I look for is you know, staying into that knee, and then the club replaning. I want to see the club plane on this side as well. I want to see the face plane on this side as well. I don't want to see that. Don't want to see too much of that, but I want to see the face, shaft and face replane on that side. And that comes a lot from the proper release of the arms. Now, I don't see that as a rotation, because, you know, this is a rotation, and when the body's tilted and that's extension, when I get extension, that gets the face where I want it through extension. So that extension of the arm, skipping a rock feeling, is very different than having a rotation. So I'm not really rotating the face, I'm extending the arm, and that arm extension extends to here. So I don't necessarily feel rotation. And the body's turning as well. So think about, the body is turning as well, so the arm and body have a similar rotation to it. So it's not that I'm trying to hold the face open, I'm just not, I don't feel I don't feel any rolling of the arm. So here we go. Again, getting into the ball. I'm gonna stay a little more into my heels, into my lead knee. Not horrible. Is that okay? A little low on the face. And trust me, I don't try to solve too many problems with my swing. Like somebody asked, well, you're hitting off the toe, why do you do that? I just keep working on the correct fundamentals. I don't tend to try to fix stuff. I work on proper motion, proper movement, proper positions. Hit my positions all the time. That's just how I do it. I don't think you're gonna chase your tail a lot if you're just trying to fix mishits. I think the guys who put that stuff on the face of the club, I think it's a waste of time, because, you know, the key is to work on how you're getting the club to impact, not why are you hitting it badly, if that makes sense. So again, let's just kind of just refresh this a little bit. And one of the things that's so important about this type of practice is I'm always starting out from a position of, you must have a great address position. Then you must check your work in order. So you must keep working in order. If this is off at the top, you got to fix that. Otherwise, you're going to build a compensation in somewhere in the swing. I'm not saying you can't hit good shots with bad positions, but in the end of the day, your best golf is going to be played when your technique is great. And by the way, what I mean by that is, when you hit bad shots, they're still pretty good. All my bad shots are usually pretty good. So I don't hit it too badly, even my bad ones. It's perfect right there. So that's a form of practice, is finding that one thing that you need to be working on in the proper order. The other type of practice is simply doing reps. And that's when I put the camera down, don't give a crap about technique for a while, and I just reps, hit balls, hit balls, hit balls, hit balls. We'll talk about that in the next video. Is just what do I do when I do rep practice. Hope you're enjoying the content. Give me a thumbs up, click the bell icon, hit subscribe. See you in the next video.